Alright guys, we are back with the Edison Format Finals at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got myself on the left playing Vayu Turbo versus John Vigil on the right playing Roll the Snake Eyes playing Frog Monarch, pure Frog Monarch deck. This one was 4 rounds of Swiss, cut to top 4. I actually lost to John round 1 and fought all the way back to the finals to get my rematch. Now, I actually thought I wasn't going to make it because usually the guy who loses round 1 and goes X1 gets 5th, but lucky for me, Randy also went X1, but he lost round 1. The only difference was that he lost to a Gigabytes player, and the Gigabytes player didn't do that well. So, yeah, that was the difference. Versus me, I lost to John, who went undefeated. All right, so it looks like we're both setting a monster. Let's see if I set a Raikou. But, like, I'm thinking there's no way John would set a dupe here. But I might still go for it if I need to get million. I think that's what I'm debating here. Now, this tournament was it's like a week and a half ago, so I decided to just pop the Treeborn Mill, Card Trooper, Upstart, and Armageddon Knight. And here comes Allure. Banish the Vayu. Some of you guys may be wondering why I'm using the faces. It's just because I want, some of my locals who play often so you guys recognize their faces a little bit better. Alright, so standby, bring back Treeborn, and here comes Soul Exchange for Lad and pass. Yeah, like, when I think about frogs, I think about the Frog deck and the Frog Hero deck, but this version is just rough. Because all the Soul Exchanges and stuff. Alright, let's see what will John do. So he attacks me for 28. And I go Mirror Force, Chain D Prison. So we'll get rid of his Lad. All right, now John sets a monster and passes. Yeah, I don't know about salvage in John's deck. I like it in Forg. It's okay in Frog Hero, but John's been playing this deck for a while. Sorry for the glare. On Saturdays, Epic gets pretty packed because they run like multiple tournaments, so I can't always pick where I sit and film. It's rough, man. Yeah, because sometimes they'll have like special events going on at the same time as Edison. So I just have to go. I just have to film where I can. And in this particular spot, there's like a little glare. Alright, so I set a back row and pass. So currently, now I've started to only keep track of the wins for the year. And let's see where John's at. So what was it? He sniped one of my back rows with a Unifrog. I couldn't see what it was. I was distracted. Oh, it was a dead heavy storm. Okay, that's not bad. So here I summon Soroka and run over the Unifrog. That way I can set my back rows. So currently John's got 4 wins in 2025, which is 3-way tie for 4th. So he heavies both my Oppression and my Bottomless. Yeah, Oppression's not that good. It's actually pretty bad against this deck. If I don't see it early when he does his Substitute play, it's a dead card. Now, some of you guys may be wondering why I'm main decking Royal Oppression. It's like my friend Nate jokes that every time I cut Oppression, I always regret it because I feel like I need it against all the other decks. Yeah, it's bad in the mirror. I actually don't think it's that bad against Blackwings because you hit their follow-up play, which is their Blizzard and their Dark Arm game 1. I would still side it out, but it's not like a dead card against them. In the mirror, yeah, it can be pretty bad unless if you happen to hit their Dark Arm or their Return, or like if they really need a Plague. All right, so now he tributes dupe for Ryza. Ryza's my monster. Attacks me for 24. So lately I've been testing Royal Oppression with Gores. For the first time today on DB, it conflicted. Like, I set Oppression, and then the turn right after I set the Oppression, I drew Gores. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Alright, here comes good old Wind Control. Wind Control the Ryza. And attack him for 24 first to see if he Wing Blast puts his own Ryza back on top of his deck, which is unfortunate. And now I activate Fool. Okay, so yeah, this is a card that I've been on and off with. I'm just not convinced on how good this card is in Vayu. It's like, from what I've seen, it can be really good or it can be really mid. There's no in between with it. Like I like it mid game. Sometimes it can be good late game, but like early game it's like, yeah, it's okay because sometimes you hit Raikos. I look at it like as another Armageddon Knight that doesn't take up your normal summon, but sometimes you want the normal summon for Armageddon Knight. So now here John rises himself, and I'm forced to block to stay alive. Yeah, sometimes against Monarchs, you got to do this to where you force them to Monarch them, or like rise and Kai's themselves. And sometimes you have, if for the Monarch player, I know they don't want to do it, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to rise yourself to like before your opponent draws it out. Yeah, I'm chaining it to Treeborn. I mean, I'm not playing Black Wings. Normally, against Vayu, I think you're fine bringing out the Treeborn, unless if you're afraid to get Kai'd, but it's more so against Black Wings, you kind of don't want to bring back the Treeborn, because you get Shura'd and Blizzard into Armwing. And... But in this situation, it doesn't matter that much, so... He brings back Treeborn, and... He runs into my hamster. He was kind of hoping it wasn't hamster. Maybe John should have checked and seen how many Raikos were gone before he made this play. So now he has to choose. Does he attack with Ryza here? So he rises over the hamster. Yeah, so John's checking the graveyard. So he's got Econ. He's gonna set the Econ here. Yeah. Sets the Econ. Now I have to decide, who am I gonna pop with this Raiko? Do I just get the Econ out of the way? Someone said someone said, I think it was Cheddar Bob, said he didn't like that Ryan was staring at him. I'm experimenting with a lot of stuff these days. Also, I have a membership program if you guys want to sign up. $2.99 a month, and you'll get like emojis and stuff for like streams and comments, and I'm going to be uploading 3 extra videos per week on there. Probably mostly dueling book stuff if you guys are interested. I don't want to do too much because I'm going to get burnt out. So that's why I'm just like committing just to 3 extra videos. I'm taking a long time, so I'm yapping, waiting for this this play. So I decided to just go for the back row, and John is going to chain it to take the Raiko, which is the right move in case I have a Kaya. So I mill D-Prison, return, and charge. Lately, I haven't been drawing charge dead. I'm like convinced that card is a staple. I know some people like my friend Julio, he likes to run Lila in his deck, but I think if you run Chaos Sorcerer, maybe you could play Lila, but... Alright, so I'll go Greffer, ditch the Plague. Send Vayu to the graveyard. Yeah, man, I am playing slow. I apologize, guys. I don't normally play this slow. But this is just a rough matchup. It always has been. Because I played a pure Frog Monarch deck in the past, and I mean, I know his cards, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna Goyo, take his Ryza, and I'm getting my Raiko back. Yeah, it's like John has to rip it. Like, I know all his cards. So Standby Treeborn, and he's got Uni, Soul Exchange, and what did he draw? So he sets a monster. So yeah, not looking good for our boy John. So you saw there, I went to go check to see if he had another Treeborn in the graveyard. Because if he doesn't, then I'm going to Goyo the heck out of that Treeborn. So Goyo, I'm probably still going to take it just because I want the free body to protect my life points. And then he's going to flip-flop. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Oh, that hurt. So he's got Uni, flip-flop, and Soul Exchange. And he just put his Rise Up back in his hand. Oh. Man. I don't normally play this, but it is the finals. And I want my revenge because John cooked me in round 1, 2-0. It was on camera too. Some of you guys may be wondering why I'm featuring myself a lot on camera. Just some people just don't want to be on camera, so a lot of times it's not like I want to be on camera. Okay, so he rises his Treeborn and then gets rid of my Goyo. So he could have Risen my Raikou. He could have Soul Exchange the Goyo and Risen my Raikou, but I think he wants the Treeborn in his grave. Now let's find out. And here comes Burial. So I did rip the Burial. And what I want to say is, if had he risen my Raikou, and like if he would have went Soul Exchange, but I think he needs a Treeborn, right? Yeah, he probably needs a Treeborn. Or did he have another? If he had another Treeborn, then that was a misplay. But I'd have to go back and check and see if he had another Treeborn. Because we know what. He would have locked my draw. But maybe he didn't want me to reset the Raikou. But then I probably would have set it. And then he would have gone. Then he would have gone attack. And I would have milled my Burial. So you can see here I'm debating on what's the right move. Do I want to put back the Necrogardener? Do I want to play Bohagam again? Oh no, he uses Soul Exchange. So what's in his hand? The Unifrog? Oh yeah, he did use the Soul Exchange. So now I know he's got Unifrog. And okay, that's... Is it Treeborn, the other card in his hand? Okay, so here comes Armwing. So what's the play here? Armory Arm? Or is there a level 8 play? So top for Plague. Synchro for... Yeah, I couldn't risk going for like the Armory Arm play. Oh, I had another Vayu in there. Okay. So Armor Master Send is this game. 21. And yep, that is game. So yeah, it all came down to like if John I think yeah, if he rises my Raikou, I just straight up lose. So game 2 between myself and John. So John again, 4 wins in 2025. Currently, I have the most wins this year, and it's not. I think it's unfair because I play in every single tournament. But at least it's a little more fair if we do only 2025. I should probably not count myself in it, but All right, so John starts off by sub into swap, send Treeborn, set 1. So usually my friend Randy, what he does when frog players do this, he just doesn't set anything. Or set a monster and just passes to them to lock their Treeborn. But to me, it depends on my hand. And here comes the lure. See, sometimes I like MST. Sometimes I'll bring in, especially when I go second, I'll bring in MST. I don't always do when I go first, but when I go second against frogs, I tend to like to bring in like just the MST. I still keep Heavy Storm out. Just because they sign into a lot of trap cards. So you want like MST, their Regeki Breaks, their Torrential, their Deep Prison, especially if you're trying to protect Fossil Dyna. So yeah, here, like, I know now he's got a discard trap. That's why I set 2. But maybe like I really need this trap to go off. So here comes Wing Blast. Discard Swap Frog. Send my back row back on top of the deck. Pass to John. And John spaces my other back row, which is a bottomless. And I know that I've told this story many times. There was one guy who was roasting me for siding in bottomless against frogs. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, I want a bottomless Caius. I want a bottomless Breaker is the big one because Breaker's the one that outs Fossil Dyna. So my whole game, like, what am I... D-Prison, I think, is actually worse because if you have D-Prison... If you have D-Prison Dyna, Breaker outs that field by itself. Versus Bottomless Dyna, you can at least Bottomless the Breaker. Or Rug Dyna. Alright, so John with the full frog combo here. He's going to end on the... Okay, so he ends on the soft lock with a flip-flop. And he has a compulse. Yeah, not looking good for your hero. So I finally found out who the guy said about the Oltan official. I know you're just kidding, man. He's like, he always roots for my opponents. It's alright, man. I've heard worse. I don't take anything in the comments too seriously. If people are inappropriate in the comments, I usually just ban them. Alright, so here comes Salvage from John. Adds two swaps? Yeah. Normal summon swap. So it looks like he's just going to poke me for 1,000. And bounce back to swap. So you can see here, I'm just not playing any cards. Just... It feels so weird with the faces, but I personally prefer... I actually like it more this way. Because if I zoom... Like, we can get the faces if I zoom out more, but then I won't... The cards won't be as visible, so... Okay. Standby Treeborn. What is that? Heavy? Oh, Heavy Chain does shoot. I held it. So his hand is Gore, Swap, Compulse. I actually almost never hold the Dust Shoot. I don't know if it's correct. I've heard different things from a lot of different people. Some people love to hold the Dust Shoot. Some people are like, flip it right away. And now here comes Swap Frog. Special summon the other Swap Frog. So like, I even asked Billy Break, one of my heroes. And he told me it depends on the situation, which he's right. Against certain matchups, you might be better off holding it. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Maybe in a blind matchup, you flip it right away. Heck, like I remember in the finals of the Ultimate Time Wizard Indy, the first one, the one I actually won against Rick, I held the Dust Shoot because I know he's playing Hero Beat, and I wanted him to E-Call or Stratos first, and then I would Dust Shoot him. But he ended up drawing no monsters, so then I Dust Shooted him, and he had no monsters. Can you believe that in the finals, you Dust Shoot your opponent, and they drew no monsters? All right, here comes Wind Control. Wind Control the dupe. I know some people complain about me yapping. Well, I gotta, because sometimes some plays just take a long time. All right, so I tribute the dupe. So I banish the flip-flop, and now I can run over his sub. Yeah, we're getting rid of the sub here. Yeah, run over the sub. Pass to John. So I'll stand by. I mean, he's bound to draw Monarch. He plays like 50 Monarch. Like, why did I put the Kai's over there? All right. Yeah, he could Ryza lock me here. Well, not Ryza lock me, but he could bounce back the Ryza here. So yeah, he bounces back the Ryza. And I'm drawing Caius. And summon Arma. Ooh. kick down Necrogarna. Probably because I'm trying to stay alive. And now run over the Arma, and here John compulses my Arma. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take the compulse on. I'll take the compulse on Arma. Alright, so standby Treeborn. I think John's got wind control too. Another swap. So he's just poking me. And yeah, that's game. So John forces the third game. Will he get his 5th win? So yeah, if John beats me here, he would have the 3rd most wins in 2025, tying the Sheriff. Yeah, he would be tied with the Sheriff. But this includes all formats. This includes Goat, Tengu, Edison, Redo, Hat, the few Hat tournaments we did early in the year before we stopped. All right, so John looks like he didn't draw too well. He drew like a couple of spells and traps. So he passes on his first turn. And let's see, what can I do? All right. Here comes Arma. Arma effect. Arma, kick down. Vayu. We don't normally see that. And here comes... Oh, yeah, I'm still on Foolish on this particular day. So I don't like making this play. It seems pretty bad. I actually really, really don't like making this play. But I have deck dev, and that's why I made it. And I probably have a Raikou set, so like I don't mind. You can't see the arm wings, a little glary, but special Gale. So here I'm just going off. If you've got the Gores, I have a Raikou set, and I can half you as well. So set another back row, and looks like John does not have the Gores pass, and I'm gonna shotgun the deck dev in case he has Substitute. So, and he did. I think he just drew the Substitute too. His hand is 2 Dead Econs, Compulse, Swing Blast, Double Caius. So he might have to set like 4 of his back rows because he took, what, 23, 14, 13. That's 27, 3. So he took 5,000. So yeah, he has to potentially set 3 back rows. Now I'm going to flip Raikou, and hopefully I don't nail the Wing Blast. Like, I really don't care if I nail the Compulse. Remember, he's at 3K. I could also Synchro. So mill Necro, Plague. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so now I know he's got like enemy controller, Wing Blast, enemy controller, Caius. So how do we solve this puzzle here? Okay, normal summon Vayu, special summon Gale. So 200, 1,023. So he's going to have to do something here. This is game. Yeah, this is game. So John is going to be forced to like Econ me or Wing Blast me. So he's going to Econ the Gale. And turn 2 on the deck dev, he drew Salvage, but I don't think he has 2 targets. All he has is the 1 Substitute. So he's got, yeah, his hand is brick. He's got Wing Blast. Doesn't he have another enemy controller? But he took 22. He's at what? 14, 22, 24. He's at 600. So he can't take, yeah, he can't block both the hits. So yeah, that was just the deck dev. Well, yeah, I nailed his Substitute that he drew all right off the deck dev. And yeah, congrats to myself. Now, I think you'll see here in the picture, I think this is the first time I've ever won both tournaments on Saturday. I don't think I've ever done it. I know a few other, I think only Los maybe has done it. I know Los done it for sure. But I don't know if who else has done it. What's funny is, so I won the Edison tournament. It's just I uploaded the redo tournament I won was I uploaded the week after because I'm only doing one redo tournament a week versus Edison. I play in 2 Edison locals a week. And so normally we take the picture right after you win. But since I knew I was going to play in the redo tournament, I won the Edison tournament and I was like, hey guys, I'll be back. I'm going to go get food. So I rushed to get food right after the finals. So I didn't have time to take the picture. And then we played the redo tournament. I won the redo tournament, even though, I did make an illegal move in the finals, which is unfortunate. But I did win both. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that finals. Check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epic Cards and Games. Also, check out my membership program if you guys want 3 extra videos a week. Me doing DB replays. I'll play, all sorts of decks. For now, I'm doing Vayu because I'm like hyper-focused for Indie. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.